Hi, welcome. My name is Lisa.
And I'm Jeanette.
And today we're going to tell you everything there is to make a book in YBLive. So let's get started. Let me go ahead and share my screen for you real quick. And first, before we even jump in and get started, we really want to show you where you're going to be able to find this. So
if you ever need to refer back to it, all of our webinars are recorded. So Lisa's going to take us to YearbookLife.com and then go to Already a Customer. Here you're going to go to the program that you're using, which is YBLive. You're going to click on Enter here. And we're going to go to Webinars and Training. And there you're going to see, we need to update this obviously, but here you're going to see the yearbook software overview, and it's going to say watch recording, and it's going to have us telling you, walking you through the software from A to Z.
Also, you can come in here, you can always come in here and see like your user guides, your style guides, which will have all of the fun stuff to create your book, selling and promoting and things like that. You can come in here and reviewing and improving your proof book if you get a proof book, and how to submit your book and things like that. Okay, so it's all right here for you. You also do have your storefront form with a QR code and things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it and get started. So when you log on to YBLive, you are going to see your home screen. One thing over here where it does say YBLive, if you want us to put your school logo, just send us that picture and we'll get it uploaded for you right here. You do have a bunch of stuff in here, and then you do have some stuff here in the top right. I'm going to just go through the top right really quick. Video help. Depending on what page you're on, whether it's your ladder page, your design page, your user page, when you click video help, it will populate a short little tutorial of how to work that page and what's happening there.
The help there is web specific. So whatever page you're on, it's what it will give you information on.
Right. And then our next one, very important, help. This is a great, well, absolutely, you should be doing this prior to submitting your book, because in here, and you can come in here as often as you want, it will give you your warnings and errors. It will specifically tell you the page numbers, like you have portraits covered on page 30. That means you put an accent or a text box on top of a portrait picture. We never want that to happen. You have blank pages. You absolutely do not want any blank pages. You will be charged for those, and it will print with blank pages. So if you need to delete any pages, please let us know prior. And here's another really important one, ads. You always want to make sure your ads are in your book that people have paid for. Over here, yearbook info, it will tell your due dates, your countdown clock, which I know can be a little stressful for me, your cover, what kind of cover you have and how many pages and things like that. It will tell you maximum. That means if you told us you're using 100 pages, or here, for instance, 170, I've only used design 50 pages so far. Okay, down here, we will leave you messages and things like that. Up at the top, you can click your book to preview it, anytime without going into it. You can do that. And to the left here, if you want to work on your book, it will tell your ladder design pages, your photos, and to manage your book. I mean, they're all kind of explanatory here. Also, all of these are down the column on the left side as well. Progress. Pages, it will just let you know where you're at in your progress of your book and your cover, how much you've started, how much you haven't started. A calendar, if you want to add, any events. If this is really more if you have a class or a group of people that maybe you want to add something into that calendar, like, hey, football game tonight, so you can get some photographers there or something like that. But we do have one part that is really important, I kind of feel, is this coverage. It will tell you candidates and portraits, how many you've uploaded, how many you flowed, which means how many you put onto your pages, and how many you have not used yet. Candidates, that doesn't really matter, but portraits is really important. If you have uploaded 445 portraits, you really want this flowed part to kind of match it. Right. And you never really want to have unflowed. The only time you would have unflowed is if maybe you took the teacher picture and you dragged them into a regular photo box and didn't flow them in the grid portraits.
If students are not allowed to be in the yearbook, you might have that. You might have a couple of duplicates. And so it's not unusual to have a few on float, but never 396.
You're in trouble there.
You're in trouble.
Okay, and then below, again, the activity is not really a big deal unless you were really, have a team. If you're by yourself, I mean, when you're in your book, but if you need to see who was in your book, when they were in the book, and what section they, checked out, you can come in here and view that. So that is our home screen. I think we covered everything there. We are
support.
Oh, sorry
Scroll.
about
There
that.
we go. There
Support.
If you need to contact us, if you have any questions, you can email us at YBLive@YearbookLife.com.
And just so you know, that does come to us here, Jeanette and Lisa. So you can also reach out to us as well. So we're always happy to help you. And if you need help, you can, again, reach out to us and we can jump in your book and help you. Also, down the left column, that is where we're going to go. And we're going to go from top to bottom, from top, and go through all of these features for you. Let's go to configure. Configure is all of the things that you want to see in your book. So here up at the top, you can see you have styles, backgrounds, fonts, page number, facement. This is where you can turn things on and off. So, or maybe you just want to see what's available. So if I come in here and I'm under styles, you can see I clicked on about above it all. So here's above it all what's in this theme. And over to the right, it will give you a description about it. Sometimes it will give you suggested backgrounds and fonts and things like that. And it will also tell you what it's recommended for. Or let's go ahead and click on another one. I was trying to find one here to show you where it will give you, okay, here's a perfect one, artistry. It is showing you over here some backgrounds. You can use watercolors, fonts. It's giving you suggested fonts and things like that. So if you're really not sure what you're going to work in, go ahead and just check them all. You can pick a certain one or you can check them all. If you do not check them all and say you like this, you will not be able to use it. So we generally say go ahead and check most of them because you're going to limit yourself to even like some of these templates or the setup of it. Okay.
Right. So this was more creative, like when you have a group of people and you want to stay in a certain theme. For example, you don't want them to be using others. This would be a way to block that. So that way your book has a cohesive flow to it by using the same one theme.
Right.
Right? Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to backgrounds. Backgrounds,
the same thing
same
with
exact
backgrounds,
thing.
Fonts.
You can just come in here and click and see what's available in each of these like little themes. If maybe you're into chalkboard, you can come in here and view. And again, you can click them all or uncheck them all. Okay. So you can, see what's available to you. You have fonts, exact same thing. You can click on the fonts you want or click them all. Page numbers. Page numbers, you can change your page numbers, the position and things like that here. You can outline it. There is an important thing. Sometimes when you are designing in the software, you might get a warning in that little help thing that we showed you on the home screen that says page numbers missing. You might have accidentally removed them. Super easy fix. You're going to come into your configuration, go to page numbers. Generally, what I like to do is go ahead and just change the font to a different font, hit update. Then you can go back to your original font that you liked, hit update again. It will automatically put them back in. The one thing you do have to know, though, when you are fixing these is that you cannot have any of your pages approved and ready for submission.
Or checked out. Any of your sections checked out.
Right. So it is always best to do it when nobody else is in the book if you have a team of people. Okay. And then you have face matching that you can come in here and
turn on
and turn it on and off. Okay, so let's go to our next little icon here, which is sales. All the things that we like to do is sell those books here. So here on your summary, it will tell you if you're selling ads, if you're selling books.
And this is for online sales, by the way, through our storefront. Okay, you will know that the storefront is active because it'll say storefront is active.
She's so funny, isn't she? Go ahead and let's jump into details. Details will be, where you can come in and print a report if you want, or if there's a specific, somebody calls you and says, hey, I bought a book. I know I bought a book in May. You can go ahead and print a report for May or view a report. Also, if you do have someone that comes in and pays cash or check or Zells you or something like that, we always suggest you add your sales because then it's keeping track of everything you sold online and offline and go ahead and just fill in all the information here and hit OK. It will automatically add it to your sales. Anything we need to add to this?
Order report. Order report will give you a breakdown of order report.
Right. Yep.
Right there. It will give you a breakdown of who has purchased what. So if you can use this for distribution purpose, or if you need to look for
I can't even spell either here.
Yeah. If you need to look for somebody that specifically bought something, you can do a search for them. So this is a great tool to use for distribution or just to keep track of who has purchased what. And you will see there's two tabs. There's yearbooks and there's products. And products will refer to ads. So ads will be listed there. Yearbooks will be yearbooks.
Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to our next one, which is users. Users. This is where you are going to add users to work in your book. You can go ahead and click add users, login ID. It tells you right here, you can give them a name or an email address, their name, fill in all this information, and then you're going to give them a certain role. If you want to know what the roles entail, you can look right here and it will tell you what it entails.
You can also update your users here. So if you forget their password or if they forget their password and you need to reset it, you can do that here. You can also, if you need to delete a user, you can click here on none and it tells you none, delete user. So that's how you can go about deleting a user. Just give them a none role and it will delete them all together, and then just click OK at the end.
And then you can see what sections they've come in and worked on and things like that. And that would be right here, this little user settings right here. That's how I click to populate that. And that you can only see once you have created them as a user, obviously. Next, let's go to photos. Photos. In here, you have candids, portraits, photo post, and art. Candids. This is where you're going to upload all your fun pictures. The first thing you do want to do is click on new folder. You're going to name it. You can put it in a category or whatever, just type in, maybe you want sports, you can hit OK and it will create a folder. Once you have the folder, you can click, you can edit it if you need to change the name, or if you're ready to upload some pictures, click upload, go to add files. You can go to your desktop or wherever your pictures are and just grab a picture. So I'll grab this baseball picture and it will bring it in. You can click multiple pictures as well.
And you'll find along the way, can you click on add again or upload?
Sure.
You will find along the way a lot of our messaging in the program. It will kind of give you instructions on what you need to do. So for this one, for example, it'll tell you, click add files button to select one or more files to be uploaded, or you can click and drop them in that space.
Right.
So it makes it really user-friendly.
And then here, I'm just going to bring in the same picture again, just to show you, another one, because like Jeanette said, oops, we're going to add a file here. I'll bring in this one. And it will give you it will ask you if you want to add more pictures and things like that as well. Okay, so here you have, so that's how you drop in your candids. If you ever want to come in to, let me go here to where we have a bunch of pictures, demo. So in here, you can also edit any of your pictures from here. So say you like this picture and you want to edit it, you can come in here. You can do all these edits on your design page as well. So you can rotate it, you can adjust them, the brightness, contrast, autofill, and sharpen, and give it different effects as well. Okay, so if I click on it, maybe I want it, to be funky like that, I can go ahead and save it. The cool thing with this is it does not change your original picture. It creates a second picture for you, as you can see. So it does not ruin it. The other thing that you can do really cool from here is click on a picture and go ahead and remove a background. This is where you would remove a background. Just note that, it's not 100% depending, on what your background and things look like. But let's go ahead and click remove, and we'll go ahead and remove it and see what it looks like. And, nothing AI is 100%.
Some might look better than others, depending on how much.
So this actually looks really good.
Yeah.
You just have to keep an eye. Sometimes it might remove a little bit of hair, or, you never want it to move a finger or something like that. So just make sure. So we're going to go ahead and save that again, and you will see it will create. So now we have 3 different ones that we can use. Okay. And then of course you can delete, you can move pictures. If you click on a picture and you want to move it somewhere, you can move it to another folder as well. And you can export it if you need it. And you can also from this folder, click on Google Drive and go in and grab your pictures in Google Drive. Okay, I think that was it for Candace.
That's it.
Let's go down to, oh, isn't it?
Oh, if an image has been used.
Let's go, let's find a image that we use so we can show you. I think cheerleading definitely
There
has
we go.
that. So you can see when you have used a picture, it will give you a blue check mark and it will tell you the page number it's on. If you see a check mark with a plus, it means it's on more than one page and it will list both pages there for you. Okay. So that is Candace. Let's go down to the next thing, which is portraits. You want to talk about portraits?
So portraits we typically upload for you, and this is where they're going to be stored. When you get your portraits from your photographer, you can forward that email to us. You can email it to production@YearbookLife.com, and we will get them uploaded into the software. The school photographer will typically have a portrait database that will list all the information, how this is going to be set up. So this can be set up automatically. It will have all of the students and staff members that have taken pictures that year by first, last name, grade, teacher, and then of course the image that belongs to that person. And then the software will use that database to create these folders like you see here, either by grade or by teacher. Once they're uploaded, this is where you can do any maintenance. You can perhaps correct the spelling of a name if you need to rotate it, give it some special effects. You can do that. You have a lot of the flexibility that you have in Candids to do here as well. But more often than not, you're going to maybe need to correct this.
A spelling or flip a name, or sometimes they seem to do a lot of times like they'll use all capital letters on some names and some names
and not some. So yeah.
And the easy way, if you're in a class and you have more than one or two to fix, if you click this edit metadata, it will list everybody who's in that class. So it's a lot easier here to go ahead and just go through and do it this way.
Right. So that's one way to do it. The other way would be, let's go on the little eyeball for any one of them, because you can page through different ones. Here at the bottom, you can move to the next one along. All right. And then here under caption or first and last name fields is where you can make changes to the name, the spelling of a name. If you do have changes, keep in mind that if you have used the portrait on a page, it will update the page automatically. So that's always nice. Right.
And then sometimes if you have a teacher or maybe a principal and an AP and you want to give order to, maybe 2 or 3 people at the beginning or the teacher in the class, you come in here to them and you can give them the different priorities. So you can make it like maybe in your office staff, maybe you have 5 people that are super important that you want to flow first.
It's less important people. You put them on the top.
Yeah. You have a hierarchy that you want them, you want those certain peoples to be, on that first line.
Like school assistant principal, you can give them a priority and then it will flow them on the top and then the rest will be in alphabetical order.
It will flow them first in order, correct.
If it is a teacher and it is in the group of where the students are and you want the teacher to flow first, you want to make sure you check that on as well. Actually, it won't let you do a priority unless you check it, right? So
correct. So if it's unticked, you cannot put a priority,
right.
But you can tick it here and do a priority. And that's how so when we get into flow and portraits, you'll see a little bit more how that.
Yeah, it will make more sense at that point. And this is just kind of letting us know that we made changes and it's updating our portrait flows. And here again, you will see if an image has been used, it's going to have that little check mark as well.
So very important before you submit.
Yes. And then at the bottom too, right here, see 101 photos and only 14 used. That means that in that folder, you have only flowed 14 students. So you definitely want to make sure that at least 101 students or some closer to 101 would be used.
Exactly. And you can see if somebody missed picture day, you can actually upload. So if you click on a folder and you want to upload a picture, you can upload a picture of an individual because you had to take their picture at school or whatever. Okay, and you can see photos in the ad sections have been automatically reflowed. So it will give you warnings. Okay, so I think we're done with portraits. Let's go to photo post. Photo post is where you allow your parents to upload pictures.
And this could be parents, teachers, students. You just open it up for your community to share images of different events going on throughout the year for possible inclusion in the yearbook. And this is where they're going to be stored before you move them to your photo section, to your candid section. And you're going to show them where?
Let us show you where they're going to log into so you can kind of see. They're going to go to YBLive.net, the same place you kind of logged into, but they will be able to click on order yearbook here.
This is if you have a storefront.
Sorry, I meant share photos.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So you're going to click on shared photos. They're going to select their school, find their school. They'll be able to upload pictures. Any pictures they've uploaded here will automatically populate here. So no, they do not need to make an account. They will be able to upload their pictures. Once they close out though, they won't be able to see their pictures again unless they created an account. So any pictures they created will populate here. So the important thing in photo posts is you do want to create albums. So just click new album, name the folder. So it could be every teacher. Maybe you want pictures from every teacher. Maybe you
want it by event.
Right. So you're going to create your folder. So you can either send anybody there. You can also do a few other things. You can come in here and click on copy link. You can copy the link and email it to everybody, whoever you want, or you can click invite. If you click invite, it will say who it's from. You can then go ahead and put a bunch of emails in here and it will send them instructions on how to submit and where to go. And it will tell you here, invite users to upload candid portrait photos into first grade. So depending on what folder you're in, it will say first grade or whatever. And then again, once these pictures are here, very important, photo post pictures will stay here until you move them into your candids. So you do need to click on them and go ahead and click move and move it into the candid folders you want, or maybe somebody sent you a picture to send as a portrait. You can put it into the portrait folder as well. And again, you can always, once you move it, then you'll be able to edit it and stuff like that. So I think we got everything in photo post. And our last one is
art. And that is if you want to upload your own clip art, perhaps a school logo, something like that, or things that you found that are fun to use. You are more than welcome to upload them there as well. You will create folders there, just like we did in Candids. And the process is the same. Click on new folder, give it a folder name, and then click OK, and then it'll be ready to go. Whenever you're ready to upload, just select the folder you want to upload to, and then click the upload button. And same thing, click and drag or click add files, and it will show up right there. And then you'll be able to use those clip arts in your book.
And you can drop in JPEGs or PNGs.
Correct.
Okay. And next, let's go ahead. We went through photos. Let's go ahead and we are going to go to Yearbook. Yearbook is where the magic starts to happen.
Yeah. So here,
do you talk about what they get, the email they get first? Before, when they first sign up for YBLive, that email they get and gives them the choices. Let's talk about those choices.
So if you're a returning customer, and this applies only to returning customers, you should have gotten an email from us at the beginning of the school year asking whether you wanted to keep the same setup as last year, to keep all of those sections. And you get, I think, 3 choices, right?
Yep.
Do you want to talk about the choices?
Sure. Let's see. Hopefully I remember exactly all of them. So one of them, do that part of it. No excuses here, but we always get the phone calls about it. So some of the choices I can remember is one is keep everything exact same, photos, everything the same. So when you come in, you will actually see your sections. They will be named the same. You will have all of your artwork and your pages actually will be there. Your other choice is to start fresh. You will have to create your own new ladder again. You'll start fresh. So there'll be nothing in your book.
Except the only section that will be there will be the hardcover section
or soft cover.
Whatever, soft cover, your cover section.
And then I believe your third one is to start with your sections, but to kind of wipe out your photos and text boxes and those things. So it really depends. I mean, generally I'm a person I would probably start fresh. That's just my opinion.
So you want to,
or maybe you want
your sections to stay there and not necessarily
the artwork.
Maybe just your section so you have a go by of what you want to put. But it's entirely up to you. So you should have gotten that email selecting, so you can select how you want the new year book to start.
And you will not get your login to start working until we get that email back.
Yeah.
So
and once you choose that, there's no going back. So don't think that, oh, I changed my mind, I want to start with my sections already created. Once we set it up, it's set up for the year, right?
And, well, you know, like what she's saying, if you tell us you want a blank book and you want to start fresh, I will tell you within hours you will have a blank book. So don't call us and say, oh no, I want my book back. Okay. But if you go ahead and say, I want to start with some of the stuff, that you just know you can make any changes to that. You can delete it. So if you're really not sure, start with everything and then you'll just have to go and delete everything. But if you say blank, it's going to be blank within hours.
Yes.
And we will not get it back. So
if you are new, if this is the first time using YBLive and you're setting up the book for the first time, then the only section that you're going to see here is going to be the cover section. All of the others you will need to create.
You will see nothing. It will just literally say hardcover and you will not see any of this other stuff and you will make your sections.
You will make your sections, which... Are we going into that?
Yeah,
now?
Sure. We're going to show them how to. So when you come into this page, you will see you will have your cover, like Jeanette said. Up at the top here, it will say new section. So this is how you're going to create your sections. So say you want one for a carnival. You know,
you can create your sections by event, by teacher, by grade, whatever makes it easy for you.
And you do want to have sections for, generally, we like to say for every class, do a section. It makes it easier for your portrait flows and things like that. Keep
in mind that only one person can be designing in a section. So if you have a team of people working on the book, they will only one person at a time can be in a section, but we'll talk a little more about that.
Yeah, like how you can separate and things like that. So you're going to name your section. You're going to pick whether it's pages or year in review. And let me tell you, so even though the pages are your pages you're designing, year in review are those pages that are like, hey, what happened in 2025. So if you are going to add any of those pages to the book, you cannot call them pages. In order for you to see those pages, you actually have to come in here and call it year in review pages. I'll go ahead and make one year in review page just so you can kind of so you can kind of see what it looks like. You pick how many pages you want. If you want more pages, you can put
we typically have 8. Is that right? No?
8 to like 12.
It's year to year, depending what goes on.
And this was kind of a big year, so there might be a lot of things. But
so
we will see. Yeah, and
we'll send out an email letting you know that they're available.
And when they're available and how many they are. So you don't have to use them all either. You can pick, you just want one page. So you can pick how many pages. If you're with a class and you want to give a due date when your book needs to be done, click due date. Also, the colors only really mean if you don't pick something, it will just pick. You can pick a color that's more like maybe you have Jeanette, all your pages are going to be red, you know, all your sections, and Lisa, all your sections are going to be purple. If not, just pick a color. Okay. But okay, so we're going to make a year review page really quick. I just want to do that. But I also do want to make a section for you. We want to show you how you can pick a theme. So we're going to go ahead and put in that carnival there. We're going to make carnival 4 pages. We're going to have pages. We'll go ahead and just pick a color, red for Jeanette, because I know she loves red, or orange. And then here, where it says style, it says none. You can choose to start with blank pages and create them from scratch, or you can come in here and maybe you love above it all and you want to start with those pages. You can pick a theme, you know, that you want to start in. All in, maybe you like that one.
Oh, that's pretty.
It is.
And you, it will apply that theme to all of the pages on that section.
So like, see right now for 4, so we have 4 pages. So the first 4 will be my first 4. If I go ahead and add more pages, it will fill it in with the rest.
And it'll just keep on repeating itself.
And just so you know too, is that if you don't, you can always add these things later on too. So you don't just see these things here, you will see them when you're in the book as well.
Yeah.
So
and if you choose to use it and it's already set up, they are completely customizable. So don't feel like you need to stick with it. You can always make changes to it.
okay, so you can see we have our year in review, nothing's here, but you can see our all-in is actually created there for us. So let's talk about some of our section things before we jump in and start editing. So if we go down to, we'll go down to, we'll go into Carnival, okay? So in Carnival, if you come here, you can click on a section and go to a different section. If you need to move a section, you can click on it and just drag it and move it. It will move it around. You do have to be careful when you're moving. If you're moving even pages or odd pages in between sections, sometimes you have to merge things and stuff like that. But we can help you with that, or, you know, we're going to show you some of that stuff as well. Did you have something to say to that?
To move sections around, you got to make sure that all of your sections are checked in, because it will renumber the pages for you. So if a section is checked out, then it's going to think that somebody's working on a specific section and it can't renumber it. So all of your sections need to be checked in before you can move sections around.
Okay, so I'm going to go to this one. So if we go to student pages, it will tell you how many pages are in your section. The page numbers are 31 to 40. If I go ahead and move it, it will change that. It will let you know if it's in progress. To the right, you have a bunch of icons. Your first one is your information. It will just show you about your sections. You want to add a comment, who's in it, and when they worked in it. Next, you have your little preview button. You can view just that section if you want.
Or you can view the entire book, really. So, but that's just a way to preview the book.
Settings. You have a bunch of stuff in your settings. If you click on the word settings, you can change your page count, or if you need to change the section name or any of that stuff, or add a due date, or change the color for somebody else to work in your book, you can do that here. Then under setting, we are going to go back into settings a few times here. Organize pages. This is if you need to move your pages around and maybe you want this one at the end. You just literally can, you know, drag and drop your pages around.
And it will tell you right there in the instructions. Click and drag to rearrange pages in this section. Click the delete icon to delete pages in the section. So once again, the program will give you a lot of instructions throughout.
Okay, let's go back in here. You have split. What split means is what Jeanette was talking about before. If you have somebody who needs to really help you, or you just want to separate a section out, you can come in here and maybe you want one person to work on these 3 pages and the rest for someone else. You can click on it. And if you can see the very light, it's yellow. It's going to split these pages apart into a new section.
And it'll tell you again. I'm big on these.
No, it's perfect
because they do help quite a bit. Select the page where you want to split the section. It will be the first page in your new section. So that's what that is.
Yeah. So you can see I clicked on this little star one. I'm going to hit OK. And you can now see here, it created over here. See how it says student pages, and then it says student pages split. So if I click on the split one, you can see I now have a new section. I have my 3 pages and it's split it here too. So that is how you can do it. The other thing you can go back into, if you go back here and you go merge down, you can also put them back together into one section. But you also can go into, say you want to go here and you want to split it again, you can come in here and split it again into a 3rd book. Maybe you want to remove this 1 page, you can go ahead and split it and get a 3rd page, and it will tell you split.
Which is when the settings comes into play, that you can rename it if you wanted to, or you can just leave it named split and know that you got to merge them all together. Right. Split.
And then let's go ahead and we're going to merge it down. Yes, we're going to merge it down, and then I'm going to do it one more time to merge everything back together. So you can actually merge it into another section. It doesn't have to be your split section. You can put sections together. So you can see it's all back together now. You can duplicate a section, which will duplicate everything in that section. And then you have delete if you need to delete that section. Okay, next icon, you have your edit. So if you're ready to edit and check out, that means check out for edit and you want to start designing. And then I want to go through the little settings first and then we'll come back. A new feature this year, great new feature, history. You can click on it and you can see nothing. So this is where you would find your save history. So let me go into, I believe we did it in, I need to find the section, sorry about that. That we maybe
the
this one we did demo pages.
Okay.
So if I go here and I go here to my save history. So when I click on this first page, you can see how the word scream is at the top. If you scroll down, you can see the scream is at the bottom. So it will tell you when you did it and everything and who checked it in. So maybe I want the one that's at the bottom. You can click on it, click on restore here. And you'll see it just changed it here. And now it just took on the old save.
So if you have a previous design that you have saved
you
that
go.
you want to revert back to it, you can always do that.
See, restore, and it just
And
brought
there
it
you
back.
go.
So
Okay.
that's a great
feature. Little tool that we have this year.
And then you have Mark Complete and PDF. Mark Complete, that is when you are getting ready to submit your book, or possibly if you have a group and you want to mark it complete because you don't want anybody else to work on it, just know if you mark it complete and then you have to add pages or move sections or any of that, you're going to have to come in here and uncheck everything. So sometimes, it might be easier just to remove them from that section. So Mark Complete and PDF. This is where you will click and you can get a proof of your whole book and view it. Go ahead.
Then you definitely want to do that any time along the way. You want to create PDF of your sections or your entire book, but definitely before you submit for printing. This is how you can create a PDF so you can proof your pages.
Okay, so let's go ahead and edit. I'm going to jump into year in review. I hope the pictures are still there from last year. So let's see.
Find out.
But we want to just show you what that looks like. We're going to check out for editing. There
they are.
So here are my pages for yes. So here, these will not populate unless you put that thing when you're creating the section called year in review. So then you can just grab, and drop it on your page. So, and then, you can pick and choose the things you want or don't want. Remember, if maybe there's a section here, maybe you don't want this picture shown, you can go ahead and grab a shape box or an element and put it on top of it, because sometimes it might not relate to your school or the age that you're talking about. Or sometimes I find they talk about books and they might not be the age appropriate, but you like everything else on the page. So you can edit things on top and put a big old, shape box on top.
You can edit it. I mean, it is a flattened file, so it is uneditable, the file itself, but you can have workarounds by putting in, you can put shape boxes.
See, like here, I grab the shape box. Maybe I don't want, this section to show up. I can go ahead and put that there.
And then now I can just box in front of it and put some different content.
Right. So super easy to fix that. So that is how you would pick your year in review things. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to save and exit real quick. And we're then going to go into our book.
You always want to save and exit when you leave a section. Otherwise, if you click cancel and exit, it's not going to save anything. And if you don't click save and exit, then it's going to show that that section is still checked out, that you're still working on it, even though you just X'd out and left.
And it also will not create that save history for you. So I always say just save it, save.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead to our Carnival and we are going to check it out for editing. So let me go to the next page because I like to work on double pages. I'm weird.
Sure. No, I know.
That makes a visual for me. So you can see it already put what we needed here. Anything that is in light blue right here, it is a photo box. So, anything that is light blue, and you can look over here, it actually brought up our style that we were using. So maybe you don't like what's on your page and you're like, oh, I want more pictures on here. Maybe you like this. Just drag and drop. You can drag and drop it onto your page.
There you go.
And
then it'll change the theme there for you. So all of those styles that were available when you were setting up the section, they're going to be available, excuse me, here as well. The only difference is that they won't apply to the entire section and all the page in the entire section. Here you can kind of pick and choose. So if you want a little bit of something from above it all, or perhaps a different category, you want to click on the drop down category?
Yes, absolutely. So let's go to, whoops, we're in that one. Let's do above all.
That's where we are, and above all.
I'm sorry, let's
do
go
circus.
Circus.
There you go. And you want to use something from there, then you can just click and drop that there. Another thing to note is on, let's go to above it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to show this.
Okay,
yeah, perfect. So your first page in our newer themes for this year actually have your colors for you. It's going to tell you the colors that go along with your theme. It will also give you
font suggestion, font size.
Yep. And it will also tell you where to go in the art. And you go into styles, all in, backgrounds. It will tell you go to abstract and all in and vibrant. So it's giving you those suggestions on where to go and stuff like that.
Yes. And then again, going back to the software giving you lots of instructions throughout, you're going to see this little pop out there. Yeah. How to use the pop out mods. And then on the top, it has all the styles information here and just some suggestions on wordplay. It's just really very helpful for designing purposes.
Okay, so so that's where you would find that anything you create. So say let's go ahead and just drop this in here. You can edit anything, you can change anything, you can move anything. So maybe you don't like this photo box here. You can just drag it and move it. Maybe you want it a little smaller. You can make it smaller. Anything you can move and edit. You can move text boxes. You can,
they're all
colors. Here you have the yellow. I can come in here and I can change the color. Maybe I wanted a dark blue, or if I want to pick something I saved or my dropper, you can change it. Okay. So anything you can change. If you need to delete something, just hit delete and it's gone.
On your keyboard.
Yes. On your keyboard. Fonts, you can click on a font and come in here and change the font name, the font, it will drop down. You can change the size. You can apply all. If you click apply all, it will change all the font on the page. If you just hit apply, it will just do the one. Okay, so those are styles. Then you have templates. Templates are just kind of those templates, like you like this theme, but you want to use, maybe academics or a collage page, or you're doing a club page. So maybe
templates, I like to say, sorry, Lisa, templates, I like to say that they're a little more generic. So they can really go and be any kind of theme that you want it to be.
And you can see it actually got rid of
whatever's there. Templates will replace whatever you already have on your page. So
and you can go back. So see how you have all of these pieces that go along with the all in. If you use one of these, it will not do that. It will remove it and give you a new, and then you can go back into the all in and add your text boxes and things back in. Okay, so those are your templates. You can come in here and, view what's available and things like that. And again, you can design your own thing as well. Okay, candidates. Let's go to candidates. Candidates are where all your pictures are. So you can come in here and go into, any of your pictures. You can do it a few ways. You can drag and drop a picture right into a photo box, or you can drag a picture right onto a page. If you bring it onto a page, you can edit it however you want, crop it, do anything like that. It will also let you know if it has a check mark here, don't put it on the page or go remove it from the other page. And you can see, it will let you know. It does not tell you the page numbers though here, but it will let you know. See, it just tells you it's on there. Okay. So photos, that's one way you can do photos, is dragging and dropping them or drop them into a photo box. Once you have dropped them into the photo box, you can make edits. You can crop it if you need to. move that around, apply it. You can add borders and shapes to it. So you want to put edges to your picture. You can put edges to your pictures. It will show you what it looks like. So maybe you want to put her in a Polaroid. You can do that as well, and it will show you. You again can apply these to all the pictures on the page or just the one. I just want to use the one, so I'm going to hit done, and you can see it changed it. You can rotate, flip and rotate. You can change the color, if you want to be crazy and change those colors and do like those Taylor Swift kind of like
Oh yeah.
colors,
There you
that were
go.
really big last year. Let's make her purple. We can hit OK and make her funky. One of her covers or something like that.
It's for the eras, I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
And of course, you come up here and do undo. You have your effects. This is, remember, we told you that you could do that in pictures when you're uploaded, or you can come in here and do the same thing. You have delete.
Delete, you have the option to either delete the frame or delete the image itself and then keep the photo box.
Correct. Okay, so now that we showed you how to delete, we're going to go ahead and click on more. And in here, you can duplicate the picture, lock it. This is a cool feature. You can fill the page and send it to the back, fill the spread, send it back. So that's if you want to make this picture your background. You can layer, align to center, transparency, and image. Let me show you the fill page and send to the back. It will actually send it to the back and make it your
background.
Right. And then you can come in here and change your transparency, because maybe you don't want it to be so bright. You just want it to be just a hint behind like that. You can do that and hit OK. Or maybe you don't want it there. You can hit undo again. Okay. So that is, and then your layer. That means if you want this picture, if I bring this picture here, you can see it's in front of that. And obviously I can't read it. So I'm going to click here and I am going to send it to the back because I want it to be behind my text boxes. Okay. So you can do that. Let's go ahead and get rid of that text box. So, anything on photos besides the autofill?
The autofill.
Perfect. Okay, autofill. That's a super cool feature, I think. If you don't want to place individual pictures everywhere, you can go into your folder and come up here to autofill. It will ask you replace existing photos or only fill empty photo frames. So we're going to go ahead and click that one. We're going to hit OK. And it will automatically fill your pictures. How cool is that? But you can see it reused some of my pictures. So I'm going to go into my file here and I'm going to replace the few here because I don't want duplicates. And there you
go.
Isn't that a cool feature? I love that feature. It's probably one of my favorite features.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to come back to portraits in a minute. Let's go to art. Art is, remember, it did tell us where to find some of the art and things like that, but you can come in here and click on any of these things in here. So maybe you want a banner. So you can click on a banner, grab a banner, and drop it on your page. I don't know where they came from. I'm not Southern, so I don't know. So here's our banner. So, hey, we have a good time while we're making yearbooks. If not, you got a little crazy. And you can, again, if you want to colorize it, maybe you don't like the blue, you can change it to whatever color you want. You can colorize it, make it black or whatever like that. So you can come in here and grab any of the features that go along with your themes and stuff like that. There's tons of categories here, and you can do a search as well. Then we have backgrounds. And in here, you can see, I think they did tell us to go into abstract for this one. And
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember but again,
it's just a matter of clicking and dropping whatever background you want.
And when you drop it over, if you can see, when I have it kind of hovered over the middle, you can see there's that yellow line all the way around. That's letting me know it's going to drop in my whole box. If I want it to just be on one side, do you see it's highlighting just the one page? I can highlight the one page and there it is on my one page. So you can have different backgrounds there. And again, you can change any of those up you want. And then let's go ahead and go to templates. Maybe you like this template and you want to save it for next year, or you want to save it for this book. Maybe you want teacher pages to all be the same. I know Jeanette wants to say,
if you modify any of our templates and you want to save it to use throughout your book, This is where it would save. You would go on the top though to save it. Save template. You know you have the option to save both sides or the right or the left. And then
save spread with the backgrounds or save text with the save template. If you do not click on that, you will not get any of the text. You will actually just get the template. So,
and then click OK, and then they will save it there under my templates.
And they will stay here for future to use for next year. So it is a great little tool. I know somebody just the other day was really happy. She was new and they actually saved all their portrait savings. So she was very happy because she actually was one of those who asked her book to be blank and then wanted it back. So it worked out in her favor. So that was a really good thing. Okay, so we will come back to portraits at the end. I do want to talk about some of the features at the top real quick. So in here we have, let me just get rid of that. So up at the top, you do have your undo and redo. You have your zoom if you want to zoom on something. Here you have, if you need to add an image frame, just grab it. It will create a frame.
More photo boxes.
You know, but again, I already showed you, you can literally drag and drop a picture right onto the page and adjust it accordingly. Okay, so you don't really need to do that. You do have your add a text box. So when the text box comes in, let's put it right here for you. We're going to go ahead and drop it in here. Maybe you want it really big. Maybe you want it bigger than 72. You can come in here and type in something and hit apply. And we'll go ahead, whoops, we'll write a word, school. And whoops, it deleted it. I want to make it 100. And I want to go ahead and change it to a thicker font or something like that. And again, I'm just going to apply because I just want it to be on that one. So another really cool feature this year, if you are coming back from last year, you will notice it has a big X on it. It is letting you know there is a warning. You can
there's no not seeing that.
In here, you can see, you can click on the little yellow here. It will say overflow in text box. Clearly, I know we don't have the whole word in there, so I'm going to make it a little bigger. You can see it's still not fitting, so we need to make it a little bit. Okay, so now we're good.
When everything fits, that warning will disappear. Of course, you can always resize the font as well.
And you can see it's now given me another warning because I've hit my safety margin here. So once you've hit that safety margin, you can see it will tell you you're close to the edge and that's going to probably be cut off. So you do want to make sure that anything of importance is within your book. You obviously can go outside. It will give you that warning, you know, on fonts and things like that. But text box for sure it does, and pictures it will also tell you, you know, give you a bunch of different warnings.
And you might want a little bit of this, for example, this text box outside of the safety margin, and that's fine if there's nothing there.
Like, see, I'll put it down here at the bottom.
There you go. Yeah.
See, it's in the safety margin.
It's still in the safety margin,
but it's not the letter being cut off.
Right, exactly.
And you can see it will actually give you a warning and stuff like that.
Yeah. And your safety margin, just because I don't think we've gone over that yet, is the light gray area lets you know that you're getting close. The dark gray is definitely going to be cut off.
And you are not seeing it on the page for sure. I did want to show you a really quick feature that you would never know unless we kind of show you. When you do have a font, if you pick a thicker font and you go ahead and grab a picture, you can drop it right into the font and it will populate in there. But when I do that, I do like to give it a drop shadow so then it makes it pop a little more. So how cool is that feature? I love that feature.
I love that.
So cool feature that we want to just show you there. So let's go back up to the top now. So we have our text box, we have our shape box, which I showed you before. But you can, you know, put a border around it if you want. You can make a thick border, you know, depending on what you want. You can pick a different color, you know, whatever color you want, you can fill it, and you can do a drop shadow on something like that. And you can hit done and it will populate a box for you. And again, then you can layer it, you know, maybe you want it to be off the page because you just want a little bit of color. And again, you can, you know, go ahead and throw it to the back and it will go behind it with it. So you can do kind of neat things like that. You have your, go to your next pages, you have your grids. If you're somebody who likes to see your grids to make sure things are perfectly aligned or on the same line, you can go ahead and, you know, pick your grid and you can change, you know, show your rulers and, you know, your bleeds and all that stuff. Next, you have your flip layout. That's another super cool feature, I think. This, if you want to flip one page, the right page, or both pages, you can come in here. Maybe you want them to be on the opposite sides. You can do that. You can, again, always undo, or you can actually go ahead and flip just the one side. So let's go ahead and just flip the left side, and you'll see it will flip everything around.
So instead of having to move each individual photo box or design element, it will flip it there for you. So in the right one would actually be a cool one. So
Okay,
that
so
way
let's go ahead and do that one.
yeah, so you don't have to sit there and click and drag all over the place. You can just flip it and
See,
then
it just flipped all the pictures the other way
from the
around.
right to the left and the left to the right.
So another super cool feature. Here you have your saved templates. Here you have, pertains to your background. You can colorize, change the brightness, contrast. You can flip your background vertically, horizontally, clear the background, clear the color, and clear brightness and contrast. The next thing I do want to show you really quick, you can preview again your pages and go through all your pages. Down here, you can open it up and go to different pages and preview. But I do want to show you something. Let's go back here. I do want to show you something. Let me move this out of the way here, just so I can show you, to align things and things like that. So if you have a picture like this, and maybe, I want to duplicate it, duplicate it and get another one. And let me just go ahead and duplicate another one because I want the same size. I want to show you how you can align. If you hover over them and highlight them with your mouse, you will populate this little feature. You can put on borders around all of them at the same time if you want. You can, but here, this align, you can align them left, center, top, but I want to align them top. It will align them at the top. You can also, if they are different widths, so say one is, let's unclick, and maybe one is a little different width, like that. So I'll highlight my two here, and I want to come back in here, and I want to make them same height, and now I can align them at the top. So you can see, so you can align the width and
that's a cool feature.
So
that's new this year too.
So yeah, I just wanted to show you that. And I think we really got everything except
as far
for
as
portraits.
designing. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into those portraits, those fun things that they are. I'm gonna I want to get rid of some of the stuff on the page here because we don't need all of this. I mean, you don't really have to, but we're gonna
let's just, for the sake of presentation, let's clear up our content. Page. Yeah, so we have a clean slate to work with.
So we're going to go ahead and get rid of, everything up here. Again, I'm just clicking and deleting right from on my keyboard. Okay, so now let's go ahead and jump into portraits. Over on the left, you're going to see portraits. Up at the top, you're going to click on Portrait Wizard. Here, it will give you the list of all the names, all the teachers, grades, however you have them categorized. And whatever you want to put in this section. So I want to do my T10 because I know there's pictures in there. That's the only one I can remember has pictures in them right now. And you're just going to drag it over to the right side. If you're going to do multiple, you would drag them in the order that you want them. Was that what you were going to say?
No, I was going to say that the ones on the left-hand side are your unused portraits. And then you're moving them to the right, which will be the ones that you're placing on the page.
Perfect. So then once you have that, the order you want, you're going to hit Portrait Wizard. Your Portrait Wizard will populate their saved settings. Okay, we know their saved setting. So it might populate that if you were in our book last year to your saved portraits. So you can see I have a blank page here and I'm like wondering what is my picture is going to look like on my page. So the first thing you can see here under help and info, it will say 0 of 101 portraits in one folder were used. That means I haven't had put any pictures in. It will tell me with the settings that are already done because I have them saved, that it will take me 7 pages. Maybe you only have 2 pages to use. You only have, however many pages, you can adjust this. But I first want to see what it's going to look like. So down here, if you click apply to page, it will populate for you. So now you can see exactly what it's going to look like. And now you can make your edits. So I don't have 7 pages. So maybe I need to do a 6 by, 5. So you can come in here and make edits like that. It will change it as you're doing it. You can change your top settings, your margin, so you can see it made the pictures a little bigger. You then can change your image gap. So I made the pictures again a little bigger and they filled out a little more. Here, this is your teacher frame. And we are ticking teacher portrait is in the same folder. That is if you want your teacher to flow onto the page. If you do, you can say one teacher frame and you can see it's here. And or maybe you have two. You can do that here.
And if you do not make them larger like that, if you don't put large teacher frame, it just won't give you a large teacher frame. And what will happen is if you have it checked on, it will be the first portrait that is flowed in that group.
And it will be the same size as all the other
others.
portraits on their page. So depending if you just want them here to flow with the students or if you want that separate page. You can also click on the shape and you can change the shape that you want the teacher box to be, a border, drop shadow, and all of that as well. So you can see.
It will change it for all of them. And just by default, I mean, this is our demo book, so we've played around quite a bit. But by default, it's always going to be that square, the square that you're looking at now, not what we started with.
Right. Then to the right, you can change, your text. You can change the size. Here's your heading. Maybe I'm like, oh, I forgot. I should have made it a capital S. I'm going to go ahead and change that. You can change the name text. That is the students' names. Sometimes you do have to make them a little bit smaller because maybe you're at a school that has really long names, 3 and 4 names. They don't always fit on here, so make them small. You can change the position of their names to be under or to the center, and you can have them on 1 or 2 lines as well. And you can see as you change them, it is changing the size of the portraits as well. And you can also put order. Maybe you want a job title, maybe it's the principal. You can drag that over or the order. Then down here, flow settings. This is place photos on partial rows. You want to talk about this thing, Stone?
So that is if you do not fill your entire row at the very end. If let's say you only have 2 or 3 or 1 portrait in that very last row, you have the option to put those portraits to the left. You can put it on the right, on the center, on the outside, or on the inside. So that is referring to the last row of your portrait flow.
Perfect.
The display empty portrait frames, I always say leave on yes, because it will automatically not print out a photo box if you don't have anything to fill it. So leave that on yes. The keep non-portrait elements is if you have already designed your page. Let's say you have some clip art.
Maybe like before we did edit, when we deleted everything, we could have kept all of that on the page.
Right. So let's say you had maybe the teacher name or the grade or some kind of clip art. You want to make sure then you click on the little checkbox for keep non-portrait elements there. Otherwise, it will get rid of all of the clip art and all of the design tools.
Slate here for you.
Yeah. The save and load settings, that is if you have saved anything in the past, you can click that drop down and bring it and use those settings there. You want to click on any one of them there just for fun. And then apply it to the page. Yep. And you can use anything you have saved in the past. If you are creating something that you want to save for now, you can click on save settings. And now we'll ask you to save it. It will give you, click it, and it will give you the option to put a name to it. And then it will save it there in your saved
history
things.
Saved history. So next time you come in here and you click on this, it will be there. And then here again, it's your help and info telling you how many pages. So then once this page is set, if I'm now ready to go to my next page, would be for like middle or high school, you're flowing all 6th grade or 8th grade. It's going to be more than one page. So you can see down here, I have a little bit of it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my next page. You can see it's like that. If I hit apply to page, it will put the same settings on that page as it did the first page. And you can see it put this on the right side, on the left side, because they're matching up like that.
Right. And then one thing that you can take a look at too, in the help and info section, depending on how many portraits you have placed on your pages, it will start changing. So that will start updating. So as Lisa has gone through the different pages and added all of those portraits there. See, now it tells you 101 of 101 portraits have been used.
Right. And you can see this single one here. This one is what we were talking about here. It's set to on the left, but maybe we want to put it in the center. You can see now it changed it to the center, or we want to put it to the right. So depending on where you have your font, like I prefer it this way because when it's a single one and you have names to the side, I like it like this. Because if you put this one on the left, you know, these boxes will not populate and the name will be here kind of hanging out by itself. So depending on your design and what you like, so you will go through all your pages until you're down to 0.
Okay.
Okay. And then the last thing you do is you hit okay.
And then it will populate it on the pages for you. Okay.
There you go.
And then you go. Now you have it ready to go.
There. And it changed it because I didn't put, and your teacher picture would be there. If you, you can also go here and drag a picture in from your portraits right into there as well. Or you can go into Candids and drop a picture in as well.
All right. And then if you have a warning, you see the little warning right there?
A big warning.
A big warning there. So that warning is letting us know that there's something covering the photo, and that is applying to the page number. So at this point, you know that you would need to rework your grid to have a little bit of a margin at the bottom, or you can go to
or remove.
You can remove the page number if you want, or you can go, there you go. Or you can go and change the positioning of your page number.
Or you can click on the person and you can click delete and you can delete the frame. It will slide him over and leave a blank there and your page number would, oh, here, perfect example. Let's do this one here. If I click him, we're going to delete the frame and slide him over. And you can see there's my page number. So it depends on, again, your styling or whatever, or maybe you want to get rid of this bottom row and start a new page. I mean, so the world is your oyster with creative.
You design it
there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's what your preference is. Some people like to look at their last year book and just stick with it. Some people like to go, hey, it's my book this year. I want to do what I want. So there's no right or wrong, no rhyme or reason for a book. You can have a different theme on every page. You can be cohesive throughout it. You can bring things in from, you know, if you're into Canva, you absolutely can bring in a page from Canva and things like that.
If you do that, keep in mind that we do have specific dimensions to set up on your Canva page. So please contact us before you go and start designing, or you bring it into your YBLive page. So it fits in all of
we have the dimensions. She's trying to say. And we have the dimensions. If you're looking to create a page in Canva and you're going to do that, reach out to us so we can send you the exact dimensions you can save your project, set your project up as in Canva and bring it in and how to bring it in.
What she said.
Okay. And the last thing we want to do is we want to show you how to submit this book. So let's click on Save and Exit. Well, hopefully you guys had a little fun with us. So we're going to go back to Save and Exit, and we're going to go to Ladder.
Before you submit your book, you will need to mark all of your sections complete. So please click on Mark Complete.
And it will give you that choice to mark this section only or mark all of them complete. So we're going to go ahead and click All Complete. Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And after you have done that, now it's going to ask you to mark it reviewed. It's kind of a double checking system. So now we're going to go ahead and click on that and mark them all reviewed. Then we can click on yes. Once you approve all of your sections, then you can go ahead and click on preview and start your submit process.
And it will walk you through there with directions and tell you how to do everything. And you'll just click it. It will give you your warnings and things like that. And
we're not going to submit because this is our demo book and we don't want to submit that.
So anyway, we hope this was very informative and wishing you guys happy yearbooking. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to Jeanette or myself, and we're happy to help you, pop into your book with you. And again, happy yearbooking.
Happy yearbooking, everybody. Bye.